You are moving to another country. A new life. New opportunities. A fresh start. You work hard. Send money home. Call your mother whenever you can. Dream about one day returning with enough savings to build a better future. But one day, you call home crying. You tell your mother you want to come back. You don't sound like yourself. Something feels wrong. A few days later, she stops hearing from you. Completely. No messages, no calls, nothing. Meanwhile, in an apartment building in Brisbane, Australia, neighbours begin noticing a strange smell in the hallway. Not garbage. Not spoiled food. Something heavier, metallic, sweet, rotten. At first, people ignore it. Maybe someone burned dinner. Maybe bad plumbing. But day after day, the smell only grows stronger. Always strongest near one apartment. Apartment 113. Inside that apartment, a man keeps insisting everything is fine. His wife has gone back to Indonesia. He's just cooking soup. But if it's only soup, why is he buying bleach? Plastic bags, gloves, rope, duct tape, and a butcher knife. By the time police finally enter the apartment, they would discover one of the most horrifying crime scenes Australia had seen in years. Inside the kitchen, a large pot sat on the stove. And inside that pot were human remains. Tonight, we are going to talk about the case of MAYANG PRASETYO. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. MAYANG PRASETYO was born on February 13th, 1987, in Lampung, Indonesia. At birth, she was named Febri Ardiansyah, but later in life, she chose the name MAYANG, inspired by Indonesian singer Mayang Sari, and Prasetyo, taken from someone she once loved deeply. From childhood, MAYANG already displayed feminine traits. She loved cooking, cleaning, helping her mother around the house. While other boys played outside, MAYANG often preferred helping in the kitchen. She was the oldest child, the only son, with 2 younger sisters. And when her father passed away, everything changed. Suddenly, the responsibility of supporting the family fell onto her shoulders. MAYANG worked hard. Very hard. Because no matter how difficult life became, she wanted her sisters to continue their education. In 2005, she moved to Bali. Like many young Indonesians chasing opportunity, she believed a bigger world was waiting. And in some ways, it was. Bali introduced her to foreigners, travel, a life far beyond what she had known growing up. By 2009, MAYANG had saved enough money to undergo gender confirmation surgery in Thailand. Before leaving, she asked permission from her mother, though according to reports, she only told her mother she would undergo facial and breast surgery. On May 19th, 2009, her life changed forever. When she returned, she was no longer living as Febri. She was MAYANG. Her mother hesitated at first, but eventually accepted her child's decision, because regardless of names or appearances, she was still her child. Soon after, MAYANG moved to Australia. She told her family she worked as a dancer on cruise ships. But according to later reports, she actually worked in the adult industry. And by many accounts, she was successful. Very successful. Some reports claimed she could earn millions of rupiah, which equals to hundreds of US$ per hour. She built a life far away from home. A life that looked glamorous from the outside. But like many things, appearances can be deceiving. In Australia, MAYANG met a man named Marcus Volker, a 27-year-old Australian from Ballarat. Tall, soft-spoken, calm, at least on the surface. Marcus told people he worked as a chef, but reports later revealed he too worked in the adult industry. The two became close and eventually fell into a relationship. In 2013, they secretly married in Amsterdam, then officially registered their marriage in Denmark in 2014. At the time, same-sex marriage was not yet recognized in Australia. When MAYANG brought Marcus home to Indonesia, her family welcomed him warmly. Her mother cooked for him. Marcus tried traditional Lampung dishes, helped around the house, smiled often. By all appearances, he seemed like a good husband. But there was something strange. Marcus never told his own family about MAYANG or their marriage, almost as if part of his life remained hidden. The couple eventually settled in Brisbane, at apartment 113, Commercial Road, Tenerife. From the outside, they looked ordinary. Just another couple living quietly in the city. But behind closed doors, the relationship was beginning to crack. Friends later reported that Marcus had anger issues. One incident allegedly involved him bringing a firearm to their workplace after becoming enraged. MAYANG herself had begun expressing concern. She told people Marcus was becoming increasingly aggressive. She spoke about returning to Bali, starting over, beginning a new chapter. At one point, she even called her mother, crying, saying she wanted to come home. No mother ever forgets a phone call like that. According to reports, the couple maintained an open relationship. Both still work in the adult industry and operate at their apartment. MAYANG reportedly had more clients and earned more than Marcus. And whether because of jealousy, money, or secrets neither wanted exposed, tension continued to build. Then came October 2nd, 2014. Neighbours later reported hearing a loud argument, screaming, objects falling, voices raised. The fight reportedly lasted between 30 and 40 minutes. Then, around midnight, another commotion. Louder, shorter, more intense. And then, silence. The kind of silence that only feels wrong afterward. A short time later, Marcus arrived at a hospital. His hand had been badly injured. He reportedly told people he had cut himself while slicing onions. Later, he gave a different explanation, claiming he had fought with his partner and was injured trying to take away a weapon. After receiving treatment, he was released. And that's when his behavior became even stranger. He immediately began shopping, not for food, not for medicine. Bleach, gloves, brushes, plastic bags, wet wipes, buckets, rope, duct tape. The kind of shopping list that doesn't look suspicious by itself, until you know what happened next. Meanwhile, the smell in the apartment building was growing stronger. Neighbours complained. Management noticed. Visitors noticed. Apartment manager Debrina Hughes later said the odour was strongest near apartment 113. Then, on October 4th, Marcus purchased a butcher knife. By then, police believe MAYANG was already dead. Investigators later concluded that sometime during the argument, Marcus killed her. What happened exactly inside that apartment? Only 2 people truly knew, and one of them never came home. What happened afterwards shocked even veteran investigators. Police believe Marcus began dismembering MAYANG's body. Some parts were placed into plastic bags. Others were boiled in a large pot. The process reportedly damaged the apartment's electrical system, enough to force him to call an electrician. Imagine that for a moment. Someone entering an apartment to repair wiring, while only a few feet away, a horrific crime scene sat hidden in plain sight. When staff entered the apartment, Marcus appeared nervous, laughing, making excuses. He claimed MAYANG had already returned to Indonesia. He said he was cooking soup. But people noticed strange details. A bleach smell. Red stains. A chaotic apartment. The electricians later described smelling something metallic, something rotten, something they couldn't forget. Eventually, management contacted police. When officers arrived, Marcus reportedly became agitated, arguing, demanding privacy. Then suddenly, he ran. According to reports, he escaped through a window while pretending to take out trash, carrying a sharp object, vanishing into the city. Police entered the apartment, and what they discovered was horrific. Human remains were reportedly found throughout the home. Inside containers. Inside appliances. Inside a bathtub filled with bleach. And in the kitchen, the large pot still sat on the stove. The scene shocked Australia and devastated a family thousands of kilometers away in Indonesia. A massive manhunt began. Police searched across Brisbane. Photos circulated. Warnings spread. Days later, they found Marcus. Not hiding, not escaping. Inside a dumpster. He had taken his own life. Despite emergency treatment, he died from blood loss. And with him, many answers disappeared forever. Investigators later classified the case as an unplanned killing, believing the violence may have erupted during an emotional confrontation, then escalated into panic, clean-up, and ultimately, desperation. Other reports later suggested money problems, secrets. A marriage built more on convenience than love. But without a trial, some questions remain unanswered. Back in Indonesia, MAYANG finally returned home. Not in the way she once hoped. Her mother faced another heartbreaking challenge. There was confusion within the community regarding funeral rites and gender identity. Some residents hesitated to participate. A mother's grief is already unbearable. Imagine also having to plead for your child to be buried. Eventually, with assistance from local organisations, MAYANG received funeral prayers and was laid to rest in Lampung. Her mother later forgave Marcus, a level of grace few people could ever imagine giving. This case is often remembered for its brutality. The apartment, the pot, the horrifying discovery. But beneath all of that, there's another story. A child who loved helping in the kitchen, a sibling who supported her family, a daughter who called home, crying because she wanted to come back. Stay safe out there, guys. And if someone you love tells you they want to come home, listen carefully. Sometimes, those calls mean more than we realise. I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.